So for those of y'all who know me, you know that I am Miss Indigo Blue. What up, y'all? What it do? I am the #1 momsy. I'm the queen and I'm crown B. Check my money box. The earth mother surrounds me. I do my dance and rainwater falls all around me. I protect my clan with my gifts from God and it grounds me. This is Wada Wada, and we are looking at the week of July 26th through August 1st. I'm going to put this phone actually in front of me so I can see your comments because it is showing me not a thing on this computer screen. Okay, so I have pulled some cards already for this reading. However, I've only looked at one of them. And so the one that I have seen is the Kuan Yin Oracle. That card that came out was the number 35 card. And that card is the Lady of Lasha Descends. So this is what the card looks like. You can see that she is calm. It looks like she's going on a journey, but she doesn't look stressed or anything like that. This card is letting you know that you need to allow yourself some guidance, some room to be led, and not so much to be totally in control of things. You might have been trying to manifest some things for your life that you have been thinking that you were supposed to be doing. And for some reason, these things may not be working, and it might be because you are trying to do things that require too much effort from yourself. What? Say that again. Requires too much effort for yourself. The times have changed. The mother is here. She's surrounding us. She is working hard so that we can work smart. So we've talked about these things before. Allow yourself to be guided. Allow yourself to be moved. Allow yourself to not be so in control, but use your intuition and your God-given knowledge so that you can be pushed forward like that sea turtle we once talked about. Get into that stream like that sea turtle on Nemo and allow the current to carry you and push you forward. So from me pulling the cards, the 2 tarot decks that I've used are the Gilded Tarot and the original Rider-Waite. So once I pull those cards, underneath the bottom of the deck for the Rider-Waite, we have the Sun in reverse. And for Gilded, we have the Magician upright. So with those 2 cards coming out together, I feel like the Sun in reverse reflects that old energy. So some of you are going to be going through a transition from where the things that you used to be known for doing is going to fade out. Those things that you used to be known, like you were known as a person who did this or that, you're getting ready to have your energy signature changed, whether you are waking up to a new belief system or you are changing jobs, changing locations. Something about you is getting ready to drastically change, and it's one thing that you really self-identify with. You have gotten to a point in your life where maybe you don't so much self-identify with that path or that message or that way of life anymore. And so now is a time where that is going to sort of fade away from you, and that portion of your energy is going to be reflected onto something new and something different. It is something that you have manifested. It is something that you actually have created, something that you want to see happen in your life. It is either that, or maybe this week you will become the magician and actually start manifesting this and start getting this action or this move or this new way of living programmed into your life. And this is all divinely guided. And it's funny because right now it seems like it's so hard. Like we seem like we come from a place of odds being against us. And that's just because with so many different things that are happening in our universe, it seems like the things that are being pushed into our face either by the news or other internet avenues, things that we are stumbling across, seem to be a lot of messages that are getting us to think negatively. I gotta stay in one place. I can't move. I can't do this. The money is funny right now. And it's really not. Like, if you can really take yourself out of today and look into the grand scheme of things and really see what a way is being made for you right now that can greatly impact your future and change your life and make something big, then focus on that. Take that big, huge picture, break it down into little chunks, and start chipping away with that. I just spoke to this in regard to a personal reading for someone else. It came up today as I was looking at the energy for this week. Last week, we were told with that new moon to start focusing on the future, to create this plan. And now it's time to start incorporating actions that will help you to start chipping away at the big plan. Okay, so how do we do this and not be so in control? How do we do this and allow ourselves to be guided? And so with the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, which is where this card came from, it says this oracle brings you good news. What you want is about to appear in your life. You won't expect it. You won't feel in control of it. You won't even know exactly how it's going to look or show itself, and yet it is on its way. So it's coming. All you have to do is believe. The power of belief, the power of understanding that what is for me is for me. I don't have to maneuver it. I don't have to second guess. I don't have to figure it out. If it's for me, it's going to come to me, period. So having an understanding of that is where you want to first begin. Put your name on something. Put your name on something that doesn't yet belong to you in 3D form and watch it come to you. Okay, so you are being encouraged to do that. All right, I'm going to now go into flipping the Gilded Tarot cards to see what message it delivered to us this week. And I'm also going to flip the first Heal Yourself Oracle card. My son keeps calling back to back. Sorry. Discover your life purpose. This is the 29 card. So for those of you who feel like you haven't yet quite tapped into what am I here for? What difference can I make? What am I supposed to be doing here in this world to create my energy signature that will outlast my body, right? So when we leave this earth, our energy signature stays behind. So what is it that you are supposed to be doing that's going to make a great impact on this world while you're here, and possibly even continue to impact people after you are gone? This is a time for you to create that staple energy. And so the cards that come from the Gilded Tarot are the Nine of Swords, Six of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So when I have these cards together, I'm feeling like with the Nine of Swords that you've actually been worried about this. What am I here for? What am I doing? I feel like I'm not living to my fullest potential. What's going on in my life? These things have been bothering you and possibly even keeping you up at night. You're trying to get an understanding of exactly who am I? What am I here to do? And for a lot of people, that is a big stumbling block, because you realize that what you've been doing that you thought was what you were all about is really not what you are all about. And so when you get to this place, it's really kind of hard because you feel disconnected from everything. You feel disconnected from the people around you, the places that you are normally venturing to, sometimes work, sometimes career paths that you have chosen. You feel so disconnected from all of these things, and it's like, how do I get back on track? How do I get myself to a place where everything makes sense? And so you can lose a lot of sleep when it comes to trying to figure this out. But it's like, just let it be. Just when the intuition is speaking to you, again, pay close attention to those dreams, what things are popping up. Like for me today, this fingernail polish is because in my dream, I was testing perfumes. And one of the perfumes that I tested was a purple bottle. So I know in real life that is a perfume called Passion, because I said, oh, this is the one that smells like grapes. And so in the dream, though, that perfume's name was Amalia. And even though Amalia, I don't have a perfume name that I can put on, I can put on Amalia, because this fingernail polish is called Amalia. So I took that from my higher self in my resting state of being and brought it into my 3D. Now, is it going to make some big, huge difference in my life? I don't know. But what am I doing? I'm acting on whatever I see, whatever I hear, and I'm going to just move on it without question, and then allow it to show me. It might spark up a conversation with someone in the store. Oh, that's a pretty fingernail polish. And then that conversation goes somewhere completely unexpected, right? In a positive note. So I'm going to claim that part of it right now. But just act on your intuition. Quit questioning things so much and just see where getting in the boat sails you to, okay? The next card being the Six of Wands is, this is how you are going to be a champion in your own right. You are going to be successful if you follow your intuition no matter what. If you choose to stop second guessing yourself, quit overthinking, and just go with the flow, you're going to come out winning. So you definitely want to take the Six of Wands energy and get into that. I'm a winner. I'm winning. This is big. In the future, this is going to pay off, like blah, blah, blah. You know, have that faith, have that vision, have that foresight, just to know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm following my intuition. Whether it takes me down a path that teaches me something or allows me to acquire something, you are going to be gaining something new because you have the Page of Pentacles here. So this is, of course, a new journey. It's something that can be prosperous for you. But I don't feel like necessarily that's going to be your focus is the prosperity angle. Although it never hurts for something to be prosperous. And as we spoke about in the beginning, we are thinking about longevity, right? So when you have this big, huge gift of earthly possessions, I'm hearing that some of you might have to sell something big in order to create something else. You might have to be putting your money out there in order to grow your money. I was just talking to my niece before this video came in. The idea of scared money don't make no money came up. So this might be your nest egg. This might be your rainy day fund that you're having to take and turn into a business investment or something of that nature. But you are getting ready to start something big. It will pay off. So don't be afraid of it. You control that portion of it. That's the part where you put your control into, is knowing that it's going to come out right. So I'm going to set a budget. I'm going to say how much I'm going to put into this, whether it's how much energy I'm going to put into it, how much money I'm going to put into it, how much thought I'm going to give to it. And then you make your bottom line and you apply that, and once your limit has been met, then you stop and you wait to receive. That is also the other message that comes along with this card, is that it's time for you to allow your garden to grow. It's time for you to sit back and watch the flowers bloom. You have done most, if not everything, of what you need to do in order for the seeds to be correctly watered, to have enough sunlight, to be in the right balance of soil. Everything is set up. If you have created this plan for the future, now it's time to slowly walk into the steps that allow you to be in alignment with what you have set up to fully receive in the future. Okay, so we're going to use the Rider Waite to just enhance, to bring forth the previous message a little bit stronger. So crazy, the Ten of Swords in reverse is on top of the Nine of Swords. So you were worried about these things. Maybe if you have been being worried about these things, it's time to lay these burdens down. This being upside down means that all these swords are falling from this body. All these burdens that had this body once down on the ground, down and out, can't get up. Man down, man has gotten up. Man is rising. Man is coming to his own. Man is having understanding of who he is, what he's supposed to do. And man is getting up, and man is on the go. It's not keeping me up, and it's not bothering me, because I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to be worried. I can't be worried, because I have chosen my control method. And my control method is to understand that this is going to work, to understand that as long as I am willing this in, it is going to work. Now, another message that I am hearing is to definitely move in silence. This isn't something that you want to share with everybody, each and every single little move that you are making. If you are sharing things with anybody, make sure that they are someone who believes in you, someone who is totally on your side. And here's the other little tidbit. Make sure that they got something going on for themselves. Why? Because even if they have faith in you and they have understanding that you are capable, you are strong, and that you have the ability, if they are doubting themselves, they are going to inadvertently doubt you in order to bring you down to their plane so that you can't out success them. Not on purpose, not necessarily with that hate, out of self-love, I guess, but self-fear. If someone in your circle has fear of who they are and their own capabilities, then they can deflect and then place that fear upon you by projecting what they think of themselves onto you, and then it will affect you. So be very careful with the very small amount of people who you decide to share this with. And before we move on, I'm going to go ahead and turn over the Earth Magic card that goes with these two cards. And it is the actual Earth Magic card, Fairy. So you have Earth Magic. You have magic in this 3D world right now. You are the magician. You are bringing your magic into this world. You're not trying to create something that's out of this world, that is too good to be true. It's true. It's good, and it's here. And it's for you to grasp onto and move into. Don't think that anything is too big for you. You can grow anything as big as you want it to be, should you believe in yourself. So as we go on to the Six of Wands, the card that is enforcing that is the Ace of Wands. So in order for you to be triumphant, you have to grab this bull by the horns. You have to start in order to finish, right? So slow and steady may win the race, but you got to get in the race in order to come out a winner. So if you haven't started, now is a perfect time. If you even took a moment to think about what you might want in the future during last week's new moon energy, the energies still half here, right? The moon is now half showing itself and half invisible. So you could still grab onto that last bit of energy and say, I'm still going to manifest this new future for myself. I am of the understanding that this gift is being presented to me no matter how many times I've tried to ignore it, no matter how many times I've thought, no, that can't be it. That's probably not my avenue. That's not what I'm supposed to do. But it keeps coming up. It's easy for you to do. It's natural for you to do. All of those things that are easy and natural for you to do are those things that you right now take that bull and grab by the horns, get on and let it ride you out into glory. So you have to get started in order to finish. Have you gotten started yet? The the card that comes up from the Earth Magic in relation to those cards is the clouds and shape-shifting. Again, we talked about this, right? That old energy signature that used to be you is fading out because you have put something new in its place, and it is divinely guided. So a lot of people are going to be looking at you different. Oh, he or she has changed. Oh, they aren't the same person that they used to be. Oh, let them talk and let them feel. If they love you, they were there then, they will be there tomorrow. You are being changed. You are being changed for the bigger and the better. And should they also be being changed for the bigger and the better, they will also be shape-shifting and hopefully onto a frequency that allows them to stay relative to you. And it may not be so. And that doesn't mean that you are shifting and you're going to be up here and they're staying the same, or they're shifting down here. You both could be shifting up and just apart, you know? So things happen. People grow apart. It doesn't make one of them better or worse than the other, but it will be a time of change for you and possibly many people around you. So just take in that consideration. Try to keep things together as long as you possibly can. If this is someone who you really value and you know that they value you, just hold on to that portion. Allow them to be who they are. Let them allow you to be who you are. You don't have to be the same in order for you to be in likeness. And I talked about this with my niece yesterday too, and I was speaking to her about being closer to my cousin whose birthday was different than mine, although his brother's birthday was the same day as mine. And I said, I hold down that energy signature, right? That July 20th Cancerian Leo cusp energy, I hold that down. I don't need another person who has that same energy signature to be in my space, right? It's kind of like a colliding because that is already taken up. So when he's coming, it was always kind of a little crash. But his brother, who has a whole different energy signature, he and they're both my first cousins, and I were really close, and they're older than my parents, well, my mother. And so it just was like a very meshing energy because that was a different energy signature. That was probably an energy signature that somewhere in my chart was missing or lacking. And so just like another one of my friends keeps saying, I keep bumping into cancers. You don't have any water in your chart hardly. You don't hardly have any. So no wonder you keep bumping into water signs. Pay attention to these things in your life if you're the type of person who believes in astrology. And if you're not, just pay attention to the energy signature that this person is playing in your life. Is it the same role that you are playing in your life? That might be a reason for that person to be getting bumped to the side, because you need to be attached to people who fit into the places where you are not lacking or empty, but where there's enough openness for them to fit in. Okay? And the card from the writer that is influencing the Page of Pentacles is the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant speaks of things like marriage, connections, unification, legal things. So if some of you have been previously in legal trouble, you may now be getting out of legal trouble. If you have had some contracts that you've gotten into that kept you from moving into the space that you want to go into, then these contracts could now be coming to their end or be getting null and voided in order to move away so that you can grab this pentacle. There might have been something that was holding your money up, or something to that effect. Like I said, I heard for some of you might be selling a car, or you might be selling a home in order to move to the new space. It feels like that mortgage, you're getting out of it so that you can move into your new place. Your lease is up at the current place. Your commitment to this amount of time on this travel job is up so that you can move on to the next place. So whatever thing that you had previously committed yourself to that was keeping you from being able to move the way that you needed to move, it is being removed, or it's coming up null and void. If this rings true with you, please comment down below and let me know. And then we have the Earth magic card that is surrounding this energy, being the iceberg and submerged. So one thing that we know about the weather right now where we are is that it's hot, and it's hotter than normal, which means that if there were an iceberg here, then it would be doing what? Melting, right? So whatever again had you stuck and submerged and feeling like you couldn't move, it is being removed. That blockage is gone. That contract is null and void. You will be able to move accordingly, because some of you I'm hearing are saying, I want to make these moves, I've been trying to make these moves, but I've been stuck. Okay, and so whatever was causing you to be stuck, look for it to be removed this week. Even if you don't think so, even if it says on the paperwork that you have 4 months left, or you have 2 years left, or something to that effect, even if this vehicle that you're supposed to be selling, you still have a loan on it. There might be somebody that's like, I really like this car, I could take over your payments and give you a little extra down payment. You got another car and you're like, okay, because I wasn't really attached to this one anyway. Something is going to happen so that you can get rid of that contract. Could be a soul contract. It could be a marriage. It could be that your child is turning 18 and you don't have to pay child support anymore and all your funds aren't all tied up. But there's something that you possibly did in the past that kept you feeling tied up and unable to move the way that you really want to move. And that is going to now come to an end. And so underneath the bottom of that deck was the Stone People Vigilance card. So be very vigilant. Make sure you're showing lots of gratitude. Make sure that you're moving from the heart. Make sure that you are allowing yourself again to be guided. As we see, there's that breaking. We just saw this card, right? When we said those stones are moving out of the way, and you will be able to travel more easily and more gracefully without having to climb so many mountains. And the other thing that I saw when I was meditating on this energy was that some of you have climbed up to the top of this mountain and you're just looking out at all of this big, wide, open space. And the biggest thing for you to do right now is to embrace the open space. Embrace the unknown. Be ready to make like the fool and leap off of the top of this mountain and just feel the wind against your body. Take in all of the different variations of air as you are going out, but know that just like a cat, you are going to land on your feet. Okay, so it is that time for you to do those things. We have 2 other heal yourself cards pulled over, and when I did the shape shifting section, I didn't turn this one over. this does go with that. This is the love card. Okay, so 28, which is a 10, which is a 1. Okay, we're at the new beginning. You are going to have to love and trust yourself. You are going to have to put faith in whatever this new journey is, and you are going to have to love the idea of being this new energy, this new person, this new employee, this new business owner, this new person in the neighborhood. You are going to have to love the idea of everything that is going to bring to you. Decide what it's going to bring to you. Are you going to move and miraculously find your wife or your hubby? Are you going to move into a neighborhood where the energy is so beautiful that you finally feel at home somewhere? Love in advance what you know the new opportunity can bring to you, so that you can receive that energy from the opportunity. And then the other card that we have going with the Hierophant in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and the iceberg being submerged is alchemy. Okay, so of course we have that you are the magician, and now you are getting ready to move into the alchemic portion. So if any of you have read the book The Alchemist, we know that the alchemist started here, and the oracle in that story told him that he had the ability to do something, and he needed to go out and find it. So he went out on this long journey only to end up right back where he started and find out that everything that he needed was right there. He didn't need somebody else. He didn't need a new environment. Some of you, this isn't about moving somewhere. This isn't, the shape shifting is just you understanding your own power, you understanding your own magic abilities, you understanding that you aren't what they told you. If someone has told you that you couldn't do this, that your thoughts were too big for who you were. My dad used to call me New York, because he used to say that my thoughts were bigger than who I was supposed to be. No, sir. I'm that giant. Please know it. And so as long as you get into that energy, they say in New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. I take my little bitty place on the map and I reverse that thought into the same thought. Because if we can transmute that energy, right? If you from somewhere this big and you can make your name this big, then you've done just as much as that person who is in that big, huge crowd of people with all these super huge opportunities that's trying to just grab onto one. That's the same thing. You took a place that seemingly doesn't have so much opportunity and you grew it big. So we know people who've done that. We've seen it done. Now we have to realize that we too have the ability to make those things happen. And I want to say to those of you who are older and watching this right now, it's never too late. It's never too late. Get out there and get started. So I am going to look at the alchemy. It looks like the live stream is like so choppy. Sorry about that, but we're going to look at the alchemy card, the number 25 card. It says, the path you are on is about to go through a very powerful transformation. Nothing is how it seems. You have an opportunity to take a big leap in your level of consciousness. It is extremely important that you focus on letting go of any negativity and beliefs that no longer serve you. You have access to the energy of alchemy, which can transform the most challenging experiences into incredible gifts and miracles. Meditate and take action on your highest goals and dreams. They are on their way to coming true. Let go of your expectations. I'm going to say that again. Let go of your expectations. expectations. See, that's a control mechanism too. So we can have faith that this is going to be prosperous, but some of us want to know how it's going to be prosperous, or we want to know why it's going to be. We want to nitpick it down. Don't do that. Just start at one. Start at the very beginning and do what this day calls for, and let the chips fall where they may, okay? Let go of your expectations. What is about to appear can surpass anything you have dreamed of, because this is bigger than your dreams even. While you manifested something that you can't even fathom. So if you put your expectations on it, you might be putting limiting beliefs on it, even if your beliefs seem big. Let that rest, okay? Even if what you think you're dreaming of is huge, you may still be putting a limit on what the Most High has for you. What your higher self can imagine, your general self, your 3D, your earth embodied self can't even fathom. So let it come into fruition and don't stunt it. That's also part of the Lady of Lasha descending, and that's part of what she's telling you as well. The most important part is that you are prepared and ready to receive. This is a time of reception. We are so focused on doing in order to see an outcome. I'm going to beg you to stop. Do what you have to do, yes, but let it be. Let it come. Understand the power of feminine energy and being a receptor, a receiver, and that's for men too, okay? Give yourself time for prayer, gratitude, and celebration, okay? So we spoke about gratitude in the beginning and how it's going to be very important to be thankful. Be thankful of who you were. Be thankful of that energy signature. Be thankful of everything that you acquired while you were in that position. Be thankful of everything that you did up to this point. And then celebrate that person, but know that it's time to shapeshift into something even bigger. It's time to shapeshift into something that you can't even imagine is for you. Allow that to resonate and receive that energy. Okay, so let's practice on that this week of July 26th through August 1st. I am Miss Indigo Blue. I thank you for stopping through. I hope that this message resonates with you. If it does, please let me know by dropping a comment down below. And if you're interested in getting a personal reading, you may visit me at zenmothersgarden.com. I love you all. I thank you so much. And as always, I am wishing prosperity and happiness and joy into your life for this week, and I will see you again next time. Ciao.